Hey, I'm back. Part 2. Yeah, I was gonna take a break and play some PlayStation, but it looks like I'm gonna just go ahead and finish this. So I'm just sending some messages. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got so far. Now, in the video, when he's holding it, it look all epic. But right now, not too much to shake a stick at. I'm all listening to music too at the same time. Gotta jam while I'm modeling. And I'm just grabbing these edges and using the proportional editing tool O and dragging it up. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about guns and how they're built, but I think the handle's supposed to be a lot fatter. So we'll make the metal graduate to that size. We'll select this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge. Shift E, edge slide. There we go. Now we'll press G, Z. We'll just try it like that. If it looks ridiculous, we'll just go back tons of ways and fix it. But whatever. In the meantime, this is supposed to be a low poly gun. Not very low poly. Densest geometry ever. Sorry. But I want it to look good. I want it to be a identifiable gun. Alright, we could drag Z up and stiffen, you know. But, I mean, even in render view, you know, we're just going to render out a picture of it just sitting down like that, and it'll look out pretty good. Now, this next part, we're going to make the trigger area. So we're going to select that vert, and we're just going to Shift D, duplicate, press P to separate. And whenever I'm modeling, that's how I make little pieces to start with. Alright, and SX. Alright, let's hit smooth on it and go ahead and select these two faces in wire view, delete them, and we're just gonna E S Y 0 and maybe bring those down SX. Alright, and now we can just start putting a trigger on this thing. Now, rigging a gun would be kind of hard, so I think for the animation we're gonna do it all manually, like manually make the gun fire off a bullet and penetrate, and the hammer hits the barrel, I guess, and hits the bullet and ignites the gunpowder, and boom goes the dynamite, I guess. And this was something like I said, I was working on earlier, and I started to actually just stop. Like, I was bored, I was ready to go on to something else, but the model started coming together pretty fast. Now, this style of modeling that we're doing here, where we're just using the actual geometry to place our, where we're using the actual vertices to place our geometry instead of going in the sub D draw is an alternate way of, I guess, working in it. If I guess if you like know what I mean. I probably might not be saying that right. Doesn't matter. Let's see. E, Y, R. Even if you could, oh. Oh, sorry, I'm all singing. And there we go. We got our trigger area. And it looks like serious business. Like we go into 5 mode, which is what I call orthographic. Perspective mode. Let's go ahead and put a trigger in here. Let's select this. We'll select. We'll Shift D, duplicate those verts. Press P to clear selection. We'll delete that vert. Join those two, and now we have our trigger wherever it went. And modeling this really is not hard at all. Like, modeling any of this stuff really is not hard at all. Like, I was on the Blender Artist forums, and I was seeing someone talking about their first project. They wanted to model was the star from AVP. Now that's hard. Talk about a difficult project. I tried to model it to answer them, and it was pretty difficult. Making sure there's no faces. We'll select this face, delete it, select this, we'll put that right there. Alright, y'all remember me saying, like, I don't know anything about guns. I mean, we could probably be looking up more reference images, but I just don't think that's necessary. Let's EY, put that there, put this here. And there we go. Alright, let's E, S, Y. If we bring that forward, drag it up here, we can bring that there, put this here, put a loop there, put this there, S, X, no, Z. Time to change song. Alright, so I'm adding a loop cut here to try to add some definition to the trigger. I'm not liking that trigger very much. Maybe we can. Alright. Unfortunately, that is all the trigger we need. Alright, I'm just pulling out some verts. I don't know, it just doesn't look right to me. So it could be that we're missing some of the thickness here. We hit smooth and We got that form back. Now this thing right here, you want to talk about a pain. Here, let's put our vert in a good point. E, Z, we'll cursor selection, delete the vert. Believe me, believe it or not, I actually placed that one vert just to put my cursor there. We're going to lower this to 12 and scale this and put it right about where this is, and R, X, Y, not 0. And let's see, EX. There, that's starting to certainly get some form. Too bad it's hideous like that. So let's RX. Alright, let's select a face mode. Now these need to be done in sets of 3. So basically we're going to select them, press P to clear that selection. This part we're going to hide. We're going to snap our cursor there, and we're going to go in this view and place an empty. We're going to select those two and go into the mode where it's only us and this empty. And right here we're going to start getting tricky. We're going to add an array, 0, object offset, we'll choose empty. We'll lower this, raise this up to 6. Alright. RX. And the way I do this is I check and see about how much it takes. Looks like it's requiring 40. Wait. Alright. Now, how much would it take to get this all the way around? Let's see. 3, 6. Maybe it's supposed to be 4. No, that's impossible. Let's also lower down the visibility of our background image. It's kind of prevalent there. RX. RX. And sometimes you gotta toy around just to find this, so it's good y'all are seeing me figure this out for you. 7, negative. Alright, let's put our cursor there. We're gonna delete the empty. We're gonna delete that. We're gonna put in a new circle. We're gonna put it on 12 again. Verts RX not 0, RX Z not 0. And we're going to scale it down again. Like I said, like some of these things, you know, you got to actually toy with for a while. This is one of them. Because the barrel really sells the object. If we don't get that right, then it loses a lot of its believability, despite the fact that it shouldn't be believed in any way since it's modeled in 3D. So we'll go hit array, turn on object offset empty, 3, 4, 5, 6, turn off relative offset, and we'll just rotate this and see it should take 60. There we go. Now we got our shape, and since it's an array we could move it and it'll just explode. We want to merge first and last, so that way when it all combines it'll all be one whole object. Now let's see, and if we wanted to rotate it, how will we do that? Well, you select that and RX. and that will not work. Let's see, it should work. It should work. RX, we'll rotate it about that much. And we still got our shape, and we still got our empty where we want it. And this is like a proxy for, I don't know, there's probably 100 different ways that you can make this. I'm going to show y'all how I made it. We'll P to cut that off. We'll E, S. We'll grab this edge, G, Y, X. Make it meet up here. Then we'll select this face and pull it in on the Z. How to get this to be covered, but alright, let's try it again. Alright, we're gonna put a loop cut here. We're gonna go into face mode, select this P, H, and then we're gonna select this face. We're gonna E, S, scale it down. X, delete this face. Alright, so we got some overlapping happening in our alright, so we're going to Alt-H and delete it again. We're going to keep doing this until we get it perfect. Like, it requires a little bit of playing around here. Losing my ability here. Forgive me while I pull myself together. We're going to shift select all of these. RX90, RZ90. EX. And let's see, right here it shows we have 12 verts, so that means we should be able to break it into 3. 1, 2, 3, P. We'll move that to layer. We'll just hide it, and we'll Shift A, add an empty. We'll just go here in side view, and once again, set up an array. Now it should be duplicated about 4 times, so it's 1, 2, 3. So it's like one, every other one is a chamber. So that's where we're going wrong here. There we go. And we need to turn off relative offset and lower that to 0. And change it to object offset of empty. And now if we put it at 6, it should $60. Sorry about that. I was being retarded. That is our form there. So now all we got to do is, here's what I like to do. I like to get out of edit view. I like to duplicate it, move it to layer 2, then just play with the one on layer 1, and if I mess it up, I can just go back and get one of my replacements. We're going to no. First, we're going to Shift select this part, face, P, selection, hide. That's going to hide that. Now we're going to select this, we're going to press E, scale it in. Now we're going to delete that face, edge GX, Y, or GX. Sometimes I got to press all of them just to get the right vert. I mean, right axis. So now we're just pulling that in, Go ahead and hit that with the subdivide. Merge first and last. That was why it was important. And now we got this, so if we Alt H and we, smooth on that, and we got this nice looking little thing here, but it still isn't looking great. We got our form, but we still don't have it looking correct. So let's click plus, make a new layout. Let's start off by choosing this, delete the timeline, drag that up, drag that over, drag that out, TN. Let's turn this into a UV image editor. Let's click 44 Magnum. Let's get out of edit mode. Then select 44 Magnum. Click pen. And we're just going to have that zoomed in while we're working on it. TN. Alright. There we go. Bring it in a little bit more. And there's an edge that we probably need to bring out a little bit. There we go. Now from here, I think the bullets are next to these little indentions, so we go here. Let's straighten this out. Let's select that, and we'll just straighten that up. And that's pretty much it for this part. So we can hold Alt click, Shift D, P. And what we did was we just made a duplicate of that ring of verts, because we are going to do it a little differently. Shift I, H. Alright. Now we got our shape here we're trying to make. Let's apply. See how it looks turned off. That's a freaky looking little apparatus we got here, isn't it? Let's delete it. We'll get out of we'll just Alt H, bring everything back. Alright. Okay, let's try this again. Shift D, P, select that, apply. See, it's easy to get lost in all this stuff too. I don't even know what happened to the verts we just had. We'll Shift D, P, select this ring, apply, go into this mode, and what we're going to do is we're going to just Shift A, put a circle, RX not 0, RZ not 0. Oh wait, delete those verts, bring up our T menu, Shift A, put a circle, we'll do 8, RX not 0, RZ not 0, we'll just scale that down to about that. We'll put it about right there. We'll change the rotation so that it's median. going to do is we're going to hit spin, change it to negative 180. Oh, negative 180. Negative 180. How many times I got to type that? Change this to 3. Duplicate. There. Now we got our gun pretty much. So all we gotta do here is just go B, select this, let's undo that. We'll W subdivide. Now we'll select the middle. Yeah, mirror would have looked pretty messed up missing that much. Alright. Merge. When these tools are being a little odd. Come on, merge. Alright. Now, this is what we have. We have just a basic setup for the gun, like just a shape. So, the first thing we're going to want to do is extrude these in. Remember, since it's on the mirror, it's going to look bad. So, we want to just expand those out. Same here. Now, the reason that you'd want to extrude that circle is for obvious reasons. It's just something to do with mesh dress. Alright, and we're just merging verts. In fact, we are in a position where we can come like that and delete. Actually, no, we're not. W subdivide. B. And let's change it to have Y mirroring to. Alright, now we're going to be making some major leeway. Let's see. E, Y, Z, S, Z. SZ. Oh, sorry. We'll select that, Shift E1. There, now it's nothing more than outlines. And basically we're going to try to model this form instead of actually, we made a mistake again, didn't we? There's supposed to be more holes. Let's see, how can we fix that real quick? Let's just go back and edit view, and let's see where we first went wrong here. Alright, just hold the shift and rotate it gradually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's like cursor selected, circle, 8. RX90 Y Z R190. Scale it down. Alright, and we're just going to duplicate them. Spend too much time working on just this part, huh? Told you I'm not the best modeler. But we do need a gun, so it's not like I can give up. Alright, select, not that, L, P, and we're gonna do mirror, Z. Alright, we'll save there. I'm going to stop at this point.